Hey guys, it's E with Scrapbooking with me, and hopefully you can't see my pile of stuff over here. I kind of shoved it out of the screen. I'm telling you, I'm getting awful. I used to clean up every time I got through with the project, and then, I'd be ready for the next project. Well, guess what? I've kind of fallen behind on that. Usually when I get through with the video, I start editing, and then I have so many other things going on that my mind just slips away. I thought today we would go back and work on our little journal here, the altered book. I've got so many things in my mind that I want to do with this that I can't even think about one because I keep thinking about 10. So we've got, let's see, we did come on over and do one there. We may go back and pick up a few, and then we skipped over and done one here. Now, I'm not your traditional altered book person. If you want somebody who does them perfectly, you better check out some other channels, because I basically do them kind of my own way, and they've always turned out okay, so why change now, right? That didn't glue down quite so well, so I'm going to put a little glue under it. But yeah, I do it more unconventional, I guess you would call it, because I kind of skip around and do things, and I know a lot of people go from page to page to page. I don't. If I run up on a page that, if I run up on a place that I've got one little page right in here that I need to do something with, I'll figure out something to do with it. If nothing else, I'll fold it over and make another pocket, or I'll cut it and do something like that. So, and we'll do some things like that today. Now, I like how this is kind of laying down flat. That makes it easier to work with. I've got a few things pulled out that I think I may use. And then I was digging through the box that Sandra Cole sent me. Sandra, thank you so much. I still haven't got to the bottom of it. But she sent me these, and I'm thinking, oh, I might be able to use some of that in this journal. And each one of them has got some really good goodies in there. Let's see, I think all of them do. That one doesn't, but I know I felt in some of them they do. That one doesn't, I don't think. But this one I think does. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Let's see. Well, I know I felt some that had some goodies in them. Let me go this way. Yeah. This one is full of little goodies. Look at that. So she included all kinds of goodness in here. And then the envelopes can be used too. So some of these I'm going to pull out and use. Look at those stamps. Those are neat. So yeah, Sandra, thank you. And I am slowly digging in, and I'll be able to, as I use them on the video, I will tell, that you sent them to me. So I'm going to lay these aside. Look how many she sent me. That's so sweet. I love these kind of envelopes, and they're hard to find, but I love them. Okay, and then this is another little bag, and I'm not going to go through everything that she sent me, but I just wanted to pull out a couple of bags and use them. And then look at this. This, I can tell that she probably made this, but this is a vellum or glossine. I would think it's made out of vellum bag, and it looks like it's aged. I mean, it looks really, really old. I don't know if she, did something to make it look that way or what, but I don't think it's showing up in the camera, but it looks very, very old, like an old piece of paper. So we're definitely going to keep that and use it. And I got all kinds of little goodies here. So we will use some of these in this journal. Now, I wanted to tell you while I was, oh, what is this? This is make 4 cards for my friends. Oh, these are cards and envelopes. Very good, thank you. I wanted to tell you while I'm thinking about it. Somebody said, I love that little journal, that little accordion journal that you made, but I don't know where we're going to be putting any kind of writing for our thankfulness. Well, some of the pages are, plain enough that you can write on with no problem. Some of them, of course, are not. Let's see, let's find one. Not many in this kit that are not. Well, like that one. But we're going to be putting some pockets in here and little tags and little tucks and journal cards and different things, so that there's going to be tons of places to write. Believe me, tons and tons. Like even here, we will cover this because this was actually the front of the paper pack. So we'll cover this and then we'll put some pockets or something on there and put some little journal cards in it. So there'll be plenty of places to write when we get this finished. So I'm going to put that right there. And we're going to get started. I think I'm going to get started. Let's see. You know what? No, I'm going to skip over that one for now. I have an idea for it, but for right this minute, I'm going to skip. I am going to go to these 2 pages. And what I want to do here is, I think I want to cut them down the middle. And I'm going to make a 2-tier pocket that'll flip back and forth. You'll see what I mean in just a minute. And I may not get them exactly in the center, and that's okay with me. They don't have to be. They do not have to be. It's not a biggie. Those are things that are just not that important to me, to get everything very, very perfect. I go as close as I can, but if that's not good enough, then that's just not good enough. And that's a little tiny bit crooked according to the writing. But a lot of times in these older books, the writing is going to be a little bit off. So I'm going to go right at the bottom of that line, and we'll kind of see if that, oh look, see, that's just very, very old paper. This was probably not the best book to choose, but it's going to work because we're going to put a little bit of washi right there. We can always decorate it up to where it's okay. I was sitting here a minute ago and I thought, man, it's hot. Why is it so hot? And I went over and looked at the thermostat because I thought, well, maybe I've not even turned the air on today. But I had turned the air on. But it was off. And I thought, well, what in the world? Why is my air off? So I went out in the garage, is where the breakers and everything are. And I had 2 breakers that was flipped. And I don't really know why. I just decided to flip, I guess. Let's see. I'm going to go this direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut the second page right down where I did that page. And I'm going to try my best not to tear this one. But if I do, I just do. I feel like I'm cutting 2 pages. Maybe not. If I do, it'll just be another chance for more washi, right? I'm going to grab my little tiny scissors that have a point on them. These are wonderful for cutting big places, but if you need a point, you know, a little sharp point to your scissors, they're not that great. There we go. So we've got those cut. Now, I do think I'm going to take a little bit more off of this one, because I don't want them this, you know, I don't want it right underneath that other one. And again, I'm going to go to my little scissors and just try to keep from tearing that page any more than I already did. There we go. So we took maybe 1/4 of an inch out, maybe. Now I think my light's flashing. What in the world? I don't know what's going on around here today. Okay. Now that has got it to where this one is a little bit, and I know you can't see that, can you? Do it this way. See, this one is a little bit shorter. It doesn't come right underneath that one, so you have more room to put your little pull there and put something in the pocket and that kind of thing. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to make sure that I've got this right here cut out good, so that when we do turn those pages, that it doesn't tear. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. Now I'm going to put some paper, I think, on there maybe. Let's see. I don't know if I have any right here in this stack or not, but I've got plenty over here. Plenty. Because I have misprinted about 10 times today, so now I've got a little stack of paper that I can use up. And again, I have a gnat in my house and in my face, driving me insane. Alright, let's go with, these are some that we used the other day, but they're still going to be fine. I think I might put my coop dog on that one. So, what have you guys been up to? I did a video yesterday, but it's a collab video, so it's not approved yet, so I have to wait until it gets approved before I can put that one up. But I did get a video done. I think I'll trim the paper down a little bit because I want him on there and not, I don't want to cut his head off or anything. Right. And then I think I'm going to trim off some right here on that side. These are all pieces that we can use. We'll take off a little bit at the bottom. I may take off more at the top because I want that water to show. Because he's loud. He loves the water. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to have to take off a little bit more. I could have measured, but you know me and measuring. I just soon cut and tuck and cut. All of these pages can be, or these pieces can be used, so it's not a big deal. To me, anyway. To somebody it might be, but not to me. Okay. Oh, yes. That's going to get him on there good. We'll just lose a little bit of the water. And we may even fold that around. Who knows? So now I'm going to take off right at the edge, which is right there. Yeah, this book even smells old. You know how those old books smell? Remember and I don't know about you guys, but I know where I went to school, the library always smelled like vintage books. I loved to go to the library because I love that vintage book smell. And it always smelled, to me it smelled so good. And of course everybody else was like, oh, it smells so horrible in here. But to me it was like, oh, it smells so good. And I would take every chance that I could to go to the library. And I finally convinced my teacher and the librarian that I needed to work in the library. So I was a fast talker. So they let me start working in the library. At one of my class periods, I got to go to the library and work. So I was so excited. I tell you what. You couldn't have pleased me anymore. Because I got to rummage through all those books. And I got to read all the books that I wanted to. I just loved it. Every minute of it. I still love tons and tons of books. I wish I still had my whole collection. I had a large collection of books. And bless his heart, my sweetheart, my hubby, he did not like books. He did not like books at all. And one day, he decided he would clean out our library. And we had a little library in the house. Well, I had a room that I called the library because I had shelves everywhere and all my books on the shelves. And it was after he was disabled, so he was at home and I was at work. And I got home. And when I went into the library, I always took my purse and everything to the library and set it down in there. And when I got home, I just sat down on the floor and cried. Because he had taken all of those books that I had and took them to the Goodwill. And I mean, I had some old ones. I had some very, very old books. And he'd just taken them all to the library. I mean, to the Goodwill. And just donated them. So I didn't have my library anymore. I was so upset. I cried for like 2 days. I tried to to get him to go try to get them back, and he wouldn't do it. He said, no, I'm not going to go up there and embarrass myself by saying, oh, I got to have all those books back again. But I was upset. Me and him had a fight that night. Because he thought, and this is what he told me, he thought that I had read them all, which I had read them all, but he thought since I'd read them all that I didn't want them anymore. I didn't need them anymore. Well, I had read all of them, and some of them 3 or 4 different times, but I still wanted to keep them because I was a collection addict. I loved collecting books, especially old books. I mean, I had some that were probably dated back into the mid 1800s that would probably have been worth a pretty penny, which I would have never sold them, but anyway. And that's why now I mean, they don't have anything like that around here where you can go and buy old books. You know, you're lucky to find a regular book around here. And that's why anybody who says, if you want some old books, I'll send you some, I'm like, yes, 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 please. Because the older, the better, and the dingier the pages are, I love. And I usually sit down and read them before I do anything else with them. No matter what the story's about or whatever, I sit and read them. Look at that. I did cut into my little Koopy's head. I should have put it on over here, but that's okay. Isn't it cute? And then we're probably going to, and see, I've got the bottom closed up with this wraparound, and we'll put something else over here. And then I've got this closed up, so we've got a nice little pocket there. And then, you know, I'm thinking twice about this. We could put a pocket here and make it into that little flip that I was talking about. But now I'm wondering if I want to do that. Do I want to do that? You guys tell me what I want to do. Do I want to do that? Or you think that'll be a little bit too much? See, I got to think about my pages because they're kind of brittle. So I have to think about, are they going to flip well? Are they going to tear when they flip? So I'm thinking about all of that too. I want to put something on the back, but I don't know that I'm going to cover every inch of it. So y'all let me know. Oh, there's a very old vintage paper, isn't it? You know, we could tear that and put that there. That'd be cute. And then we could embellish it a little bit. Still get upset over my books being gone. I'm sure somebody had a field day with all those. But can't dwell on the past. I don't know what's going on outside, but it sounds like a car or something that's revving up its... I have no clue. They may be off in our ditch again. You know, it's about time another wreck happened down there. They have one down there about every 6 months or so. Sometimes more often than that. And they usually either take out my mailbox or they tear up my yard and my ditch. Because even though they have had an accident, they still try to get out of it without having to call a wrecker. Alright. I'm not even going to bother to go look. Yeah, we can put that there, and we still got some of the top of that showing, and I'm going to go ahead and ink it a little bit more just so that it'll have a separation there so that you can see that's the top of the pocket. And then we'll put this down like that, and then we'll put some embellishments on it. And I'm using, you can use your glue stick. Right now I'm just picking up my art glitter glue and using it, but you can use whichever. Just don't use your art glitter glue on something that's real thin because it will show through. Alright, and then we can put something here. That's cute. So are any of you working on your books, your altered books? Are you working on those? Anybody? We might put this washi down through there, down the side. Let me know in the comments if you're working on your altered book, or if you just didn't do one. I've got way too many projects going right now. I need to get some of them finished. But I do have to stop out and do things over the store and ship your orders. Thank you very much for all your orders. I do stop out and do all of that. So, plus make digitals and load digitals. Now, I'm not going to be concerned that that's got a little hole in it. If you wanted to, you could put a piece of trim in there or some lace, whatever. But I'm just going to leave mine. Leave it just like it is. And that will be our pocket. Just making sure that it flips right and it doesn't have a wrinkle in it, and it doesn't. I really think on this one I'm going to take it off. I think. Trying to decide. Because by the time we put a tag in this, I'm afraid it's going to butt into that and it's just going to be a big mess. So, I did have my X-Acto knife here, but of course it's gone again. I'm going to try to, let's see, let's try to do it this way. This is very sharp scissors. And this is very old paper, so if I could go straight. There we go. And then most of that will just, that's from where we took pages out. Most of that's just going to peel right up. Okay, we've got Coop Dog there. Now, let's see. We've got a pocket there. I don't want to put pockets here, so I think I'm just going to put something on it where you can journal. Because I've got pockets back here and I've got pockets over here. So I think this is going to be like 2 journal pages. And I'm just going to tear the paper and then put a couple of pieces down for journal paper. Let's see how big we need. And I'm not going to cover the whole things. I'm going to bring it down and in a little bit. So I'm going to tear it off about right there. And then I'm not going to bring it all the way to the spine, so I'm going to tear it off about right there. And I think I might go ahead and just tear this one, this other side, while I'm at it. I don't really have any news to tell y'all today. Really had, I mean, we've been busy, but we haven't really had anything happen around here lately, which is a good thing, I think. Don't have any stories to tell today. You know, I have to tell stories when they come to mind, and they don't always come to mind. Whatever what that is, it still hadn't got out of the ditch or whatever, wherever it is. It's still, I can still hear it. Alright, I'm going to use my glue stick, I think, on this. And you know, these are pages that we can still come back and embellish later on. You can put some embellishments on them. This is not finished by a long shot, and it takes me longer, and I don't know about anybody else that does theirs, but it takes me longer to do an altered book than it does to do a journal. It's just, maybe I'm that slow, or maybe it's just, it takes a lot longer for me. Because each page you almost have to do something with. Not, I mean, you don't have to, but you know, if you want to journal on them and write on them and that kind of thing, you almost have to. You have to do something with it. So that can be journal pages, and we can do a little bit of embellishing on them to dress them up a little bit if we want to. Alright, so we've got, let's see if we've, trying to go back and pick up where I left off. Here we're going to put, you know, you can put this book belongs to or something like that. And I meant to make this into a pocket, and I forgot and glued that down. So we may go back with a little clear pocket on that and do that. So we'll get that one done, and then this one will be finished. That one will be finished. This we need to do something with, and then this one, I really need to reinforce it because it's got a little crack right there. So I may put another book page on top of this one just to reinforce it a little bit. or I may tear it out. I don't know. I haven't decided on that one yet. But we will try to do something with these pockets for now. So this is one of those journals that you just about have to think about every page. And I'm just kind of making this one in autumn colors and fall colors and that kind of thing. You could go with whatever color you want. You can make yours for whatever you want. I'm just using papers that are right here beside me, and they're mostly fall right now, fall and autumn. And oh, by the way, somebody tell me, what is the difference between fall and autumn? Why do some people call it autumn? Some people call it fall. Is there a difference that I just don't know about? That could be possible, because I don't know everything. I do know quite a few things, but I don't know everything. But let me know. Give me your insight on that. Leave it in the comments below, because I have wondered about that many, many times, especially when you hear people say, oh, that's a beautiful fall page, or that, and then other people say, that's a beautiful autumn page. I don't know the difference. I just always thought it was fall, and I hope I marked that right. I may not have. I know I'm letting it irritate me, and I shouldn't. It's just a thing. Okay, I think that will work like that. And I may come up and use this word. I'll tear it off about right there. And I don't really think I'm even going to fool with cutting this little notch out anymore. I think it'll be fine. I'm afraid if I do try to cut it out, I'll just mess it up. I tell you, some days I feel like my brain is just gone. Today, I used to could do, and I don't know, you guys may be the same way. I used to could do like 4 and 5 different things at once. I could just multitask all day long. I can't multitask anymore. If I am doing one thing, then, and I try to do something else, then I forget what I'm doing over here. Why is that? Is that because we're getting old, or what? Or am I going senile? I could be going senile. All right. Oh, I like that. And like I said, we don't have to cut that little notch out. You can, but you don't really have to. Let me see if, and I told you I wasn't going to do it, didn't I? I should stick with what I say. But I'm going to see if, by chance, and that did. And now we're just going to put a little strip down through there. And I'm thinking I'm just going to go this route right here. Yep, no more multitasking for me. I think my brain's done dried up. I told Brendan today when I messed up a couple of times, and I said, oh my goodness, how silly of me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to mess up too many times, and then you can just fire me if you want to. And he said, oh no, you're not getting out that easy. Not going to let me get fired. I don't know what I would do. I'd sit around and twiddle my thumbs and get even older, I guess. Because I'm not one to sit. I would probably go really insane. But I don't sit around much. If I'm sitting, I've got something, a computer in my lap working. Alright. We got it. That's a little bit off, but we got it. It's okay. It will work. Okay, so we've got 2 pockets there, and I like that. I'll decide on that page, and then we've got our Cooper there. And for those of you who don't know my Cooper, that's my Cooper dog. That's my daughter's, well, my granddaughter's dog, really. It's Cooper. He's a white lab. Let's see. What shall we do here? I think I'm going to glue these 2 pages together since they're getting so brittle. I'm going to start gluing some pages together. We'll still have plenty of room in here, still have lots of writing room and that kind of thing, but they're just too brittle to leave them just a standalone page. I feel like they are anyway. So we're going to go this route and see what we can do. With them being a little bit stronger, we can add, well, if I can get a hold of it, we can add some different things to them. With them being a little stronger, we could even just add a pocket here or a pocket here and not even cover up all the paper if we wanted to do that. Let's see, I saw a little envelope in here a minute ago. It would be cute. Could even put something like this on it. It's a little mousse, something like that. And then leave a tuck spot behind. And I know the envelope is on the back side, but I like this side better. So we could do something like that with that one. I'm going to let that one dry and we'll decide what we want to do with it. And then this one, what shall we do here? I think on this one I might use this paper that I cut off or tore off and come down here at the bottom and make another pocket. Now they got a radio going 90-0. I know you're saying, Edith, let it go. Let it go. I can just hear you now. You gotta get over it, lady. I'm gonna glue these two pieces together so it'll be a stronger pocket. I did send out an email last night, and hopefully you guys are not getting tired of emails. I know I've sent out quite a few lately, but I've had lots of things to announce to you and all of that. So you know, the only way I can do it and get it out to everybody is to do it by email, because you know, not everybody watches my videos and not everybody watches them on time when it's a time matter. But I sent that out, and it did have another freebie in it. I try to include you a freebie because I know getting tons of emails sometimes can get irritating. So I try to give you a little bit of something to look forward to other than just reading my emails. But there's lots of good information in them. I don't just send one out just to say bye from us. Bye. I'm not that kind. You guys know that. But I do send out when we have sales, when I find promotional items. You know, I do send out like that because I want you guys to know what kind of promotions we've got going and what kind of promotions that I got a good deal on. And I think last night was a deal alert because I found some other things that were on sale from a company and that was going out of business, and I bought them. So, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to put a little piece of paper down through here because I do want to cover part of that. So, I wanted to let you guys know that that is there if you want. We still have quite a few pieces. Not a ton, but a few. And those are on a good deal. Let me tear this off. And I can't remember all of the collections that these come from. I tell you, Alicia has been busting out so many digitals lately that I can't keep up. And so I have got behind on a few of hers, and I haven't been printing all of them because if I did, I would use up every piece of paper that I have in here. Plus I've been printing, you know, printing ships that you guys are buying. So, and thank you very much. So I haven't printed all of hers out. I mean, I haven't loaded all of hers up. I did load another new one today. It's very, very pretty. You guys, it's Vintage Letters and Flowers. You guys will have to go check it out. Oh my goodness. I've got to print it out and use it myself. I love it. But I got that one up today in both stores. And then I've got two more from her, and I've got two that I need to get up. So we are rolling out the digitals. Can't say that you don't have anything to craft with. Plus, on the email that I sent out last night, there was another special deal that all you had to do was, of course, read the email, and it'll tell you that if you plan on buying any digitals, if you're planning on buying more than four or more, you can request a discount code from me, and I will send you a discount code where you can get 20% off of those 4 digitals. And it can be either the print and ship or the download, whichever one you want. And I had a few people that have already requested for their code. So, but it's going to be a specific code, so it's not just an overall code that I could share with everybody. You just need to send to my email and request one, and it'll be in your name. You're the only person that can use that one. Well, so wanted to let you guys know, if you have not read your email, or if you just kind of trashed it as soon as it come through, make sure that you check that out, because there is a discount there, and then there's a discount on our Etsy store as well. And there is a code for that one too that you can, it'll show you on the email what that code is. So go and check it out. Let's see. I don't know that I'm going to put anything there except maybe some embellishments, so I'm going to leave that, but that'll be a nice pocket. This page we'll put something on since we glued it together, but I'm going to let it glue dry real well. We'll do something there. And then here, I've already got a pocket on this side. So I think here all I'll do is I'm going to put a tall piece of paper. I'm going to leave this for journaling. Get another piece of paper here. I'll have lots of extra scraps when I finish this. So, check your email out. Like I said, I know when you're getting one, and for the last 4 days, I think I've sent out one every day. But, we announced the design team, and then I had the special deal going on, and other deals that I have found. And like I said, I try to give you a freebie when I send out one, just so that it makes it a little less irritating. If it's irritating at all. I'm signed up with quite a few email places or business places, and I enjoy getting their email and reading it. A lot of times I learn a lot, and then I find deals and all kinds of things. So that's how I found the deal that I offered you guys, is reading my email. One day I will get to the point to where I have enough time that I can actually make some things for you guys and then offer you deals that way. I know I put a mark on that, but right now there is no time. See, I put another mark on it and I still can't see it. Boy, I tore that crooked. I don't know. I don't know where I was measuring. See, I was talking. I wasn't paying attention. Let's just measure like this. That's a whole lot easier. So yeah, I'm going senile. I might as well just forget it all. I'm going senile. What is senile? Somebody let me know that. I got a dozen questions, don't I? What is the difference in autumn and fall? And what does senile mean? I think it just means like crazy. And I know you're not supposed to say that word anymore, but no, I really think it's my brain is overworked and underpaid. I keep thinking if I just, piddle around and mess up things, that my kids will just say, "Mother, you're fired." But they don't. They just keep on keeping on. They say, "Oh, you're doing good. Just keep it up." No, they don't. I still own the store, but don't tell them. But it's about to go in their name. Don't tell them, though. Don't say anything to them. It's going to be a secret. Christmas secret. And I'll still be working and doing everything that I'm doing now. It's just that it's going to take some of the responsibility as far as end of the year taxes and things like that off of me. Because I'm just getting to the point where I'm like, oh, it's just too much. And you know, I still cut that a little bit long, or tore it a little bit long, so we'll just trim it. And I've got everything else in their names, so why not go ahead and do this? Do the store. I'll still own my share of it, so I'll still be the main person that says yes or no, but they'll be responsible for taxes and all that kind of good stuff, which they're probably not going to be too happy about, but I'm 70. I don't think I should have to pay taxes anymore. And as long as you're working and making money, they hold out their hand for taxes. And not that I'm making any money, because I tell them, did you see what I did? I did it again, didn't I? I gotta quit talking. I just gotta quit doing anything, don't I? I glued that all the way down, and it's not a pocket. I glued it all the way. I know you was probably saying, Edith, you're gluing that all the way down. It can't be a pocket. And I just messed up. Okay, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to put another little plastic pocket here. And I'll have to put an embellishment over that, or somebody will think, oh, that's a pocket. Let me stick something in it. So I'm going to put a little plastic pocket here. You'll still be able to see this through, but it will be a pocket. And then we'll put a little label or something across there. And then they can still journal up here. Oh, I'm losing it, guys. I need to just go back to bed and pull the cover up over my head. Okay. Let's see, maybe another page. Here again, this page is kind of thin, and I've got a pocket here and a pocket here. So I'm not real sure that I want to do anything with this one, because I'm just afraid that it'll end up getting torn. Oh, yes, I'm laughing. It's so crazy because I can hear everything today, and usually I can't hear anything. Alright, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this under there so that I won't cut through to that other page. I'm going to try to freehand it. We'll see what happens. Oh, that's what I figured. It's going to tear. I don't think we're going to be able to save it. To salvage it. No. It's just too brittle. We're going to tear it out. I mean, it even rips when I try to tear it out. And then we'll take some of this out later on. I'm not going to worry about that right now until I start embellishing. But I like how this turned out. Got that pocket in there, and then you've got this little side tuck in there. So, here again, I think I'm going to glue these two together. And I know that's where I tore all of those out. So it's going to be a little bit off, but I'm not going to be too concerned about it because they're tearing. I'm going to have to put extra washi on them. Don't use a book that's this old. Use a book that's not quite this old. This one is just too brittle. I mean, it'll work. I can make it work, but, you know, I can embellish it enough and put washi on it enough that it's going to work. But it would just be so much easier if the pages weren't so brittle. Oh, me. There we go. Now let's see how we can do this one. And you know, when you got pages torn out and you fold it one way and glue it down, it's going to look good. But then when you try to fold it the other way, you're going to get a little bit of resistance in there. See, like that? So we're just going to fold it the best we can, and then we're going to washi the rest of it. If anything bucks up, we'll just washi it. That's going to need to be washied right there anyway. This part, I think that's where when I was doing this pocket, I think I accidentally tore that. So let me find my washi under here. And this is just a neutral washi that I'm trying to use in this. I may have to put 2 pieces. It's torn a little bit further than I thought. And this washi is pretty sticky. I don't think I'm going to have to put anything under it. It seems to be holding pretty well, so I'm going to leave it like that. I'll be able to tell once I flip this one a few times if it's going to come up. But I'm going to leave that like that for now and let it dry. And I may have already been on here. How long have I been on here? Well, we can do maybe one more, and then I'll have to let you guys go. Here again, I think I'm going to glue these 2 pages together, because I'll have this one that I can do something with here. I'm going to skip this one, and I'll glue these 2 together, so that'll give me some extra strength there. I should have probably been doing this all along, but I didn't. And like I said, it's still going to be fine. If you have it and you've got a brittle book like this, you can always fix it. Don't think it's going to be bad and you're going to have to forget it, because it's not. It'll be good. Just keep plugging. Ooh, my finger's stuck to that page. Okay. I'm just going to fold it over this way and just kind of start at the bottom and work my way up. And then I'm going to fold it this way and do the same thing. And you can see there'll be a little wrinkle that'll come in it. And you just have to kind of work that out. Because I did glue them together right where I tore out the pages. Okay. There's that one. I got glue right there. Yep. So that one's glued together. And now we can... This one is glued together. So this little page can fold over this way and make a pocket, or we can cut it in half and make a pocket. And cutting on this paper is not good. So I think we're just going to fold it and make a pocket. You could also fold it this way and fold it over. We might do that. We haven't done one of those in a while. And I have to be very careful doing this too, because the paper tears. There we go. So we shall do that. And I will go ahead and glue that down. A lot of people, they cut this off because they say it's too much bulk in their journal. But me, right now, I need the extra bulk. I need the extra weight in here because these pages are pretty fragile. There we go. That makes the top of that pocket a lot more durable. And then if we want, we can put some paper under here. I may not put anything here. I may put a little embellishment here of some kind and just kind of leave that, because I kind of like the looks of that. You know, there's some pages that you like the looks of, and then there's some pages that are like, not sure I really like the looks of that, but I like the looks of this one. Okay, make sure that we can flip it both ways. Yep. So yeah, we'll do a little bit here. I don't know if we'll do very much. Yeah, I'm going to wait on that. We'll decorate that and put a little bit there soon. And then we've got these 2 pages glued together, so we can do the same thing here if we want to, and just have a back to back. I'm just going to grab this and put some glue down. Now, I really don't think these pages will tear out, but if I'm going to have to reinforce some of them at the spine and at the edges, because if I don't reinforce them, they'll end up tearing when somebody goes through it. So I'll go back and reinforce all of them with some washi and maybe different papers and things, just so that they'll be more sturdy. You guys don't let me glue any more pockets together, I'm telling you. Not doing good today. There we go. I like that. Side by side pockets like that. And then, like I said, I'll do something here. I'm going to leave this like it is, but I'll do something here. I like that. So that's going to be that one. So we've gone a good ways in it. Got the first, I would say the first third of it done. And then we just need to finish the last third. And normally, these would not be so hard to do if your pages were not so brittle like mine. If you pick a book like this one, even though this book is older than this one, these pages are made very, very well. They're very strong, they're sturdy, they're made out of a good paper. Reader's Digest pages are not really made out of a good paper. They're made pretty cheap. But this one I really look forward to because I think this one's going to be a lot more fun because you're going to be able to do more with the pages. So we will get to that one as soon as we finish up this one. And this one should be finished not too much longer. I'll try to do some things off camera. I always say I'm going to do that, and I try. But a lot of times I don't make it. So that's how it's looking so far. I like that. We don't have any crinkled pages, so that's good. And then we will get more done. And then we're going to embellish the front. I'll probably embellish some on the spine. I don't know if I'll cover it all. And then embellish a little bit on the back. I like this color, so I don't think I'm going to cover all of that up. But I might put something here. Some fabric or something there. But we'll do that on another video. Alright guys, I think I am going to let you go for today. And as soon as I get that video approved that I did yesterday, it's just a Skillshare video like we have done before. I just have to have them to approve it before I can put it up. But I think you're going to enjoy it because it is something that we visited a while ago, and I haven't done any in a good while. So I thought we would go ahead and revisit those. So, and it's nice embellishments for your journals, and they're not hard to make, and it's using up your scraps. So that's the main thing. And you can see my desk right here. I got a pile of scraps. I need to make tons more so I can use up all my scraps. Alright, we will talk to you guys later. Make sure if you're doing one of these altered books that you share it over on our Facebook page. That link is always below in the description of the video. Now somebody asked me today, how did they find the links that I share and all that kind of stuff. If you're on a computer, an iPad, well, a computer or a laptop, you can just look down below the video and it'll have a first little comment and then it'll say show more. You click that and the whole drop down menu drops down to where all of my links are and everything. If you're on an iPad or an iPhone or an Android, you'll have to click, you'll have to click the little three dots up in the corner to make all the menu drop down. I don't use it on my iPhone, so I'm not 100% sure, but I've heard other people say that. So just click those little dots and see if you can, make the menu drop down. I mean, there's something on there you can click, but I always try to put everything that I can in the description of the video. So just check there for any links that you're looking for, and we will talk to you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for coming back time after time, even though I don't know why. I really don't know why you watch me. I really don't, because lots of times when I'm doing these, I'm thinking, I know this can't be exciting to anybody. I know this is probably very boring. But you guys keep coming back. You keep showing me love and support, and I appreciate it more than you will ever know. And if you will, if you're not a subscriber to our channel, and I know there's lots of you out there that watch that are not subscribers, we get a little printout every so often from YouTube, and I think 55% of the people that watch my videos is not subscribed. So, and they always encourage us to, get subscribers up because, they're watching, but they're not subscribed. So if you guys are watching and you're not subscribed, if you will, just click that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. If you're already subscribed, then I would appreciate it if you click the like button and then the share button. That would help me tremendously. We will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.